The Doctor Who Alhambra Podcast. Real Doctor Who fans with real Doctor Who opinions.
Welcome, fellow time travelers and audio adventurers, to the Doctor Who Alhambra Podcast. I'm your host, the ever-enthusiastic Brett. And today we are embarking on a solo journey through the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey universe of Big Finish audio productions. Now, don't panic. While our beloved Doctor Who Alhambra show might be flying solo for the time being due to some cosmic scheduling quirks, fear not, as yours truly, a bona fide Big Finish aficionado, is here to guide you through the audio cosmos. Expect musings, reviews, and dashing temporal excitement as I share my thoughts on each month's releases. But wait, there's more. In today's podcast, I'm going to be revealing my top 5 most anticipated audios from the first half of 2024, straight from the vortex of anticipation. But just to keep things spicy and me honest, we'll peek into the Timescale's top 10 most highest rated Big Finish gems for the first half of 2024. So, fellow Whovians, grab your sonic screwdrivers, adjust your bow ties, and let's dive into the swirling vortex of audio magic. Wow. So that is my introduction. And today's podcast, if it wasn't clear, I am going to be looking at the first 6 months of audio releases from 2024, going through my thoughts. And because we're so far behind because of some scheduling conflicts, I'm looking at doing certain reviews. I created a list of my personal anticipations, and then also found a list of the Timescale's top 10 highest rated Big Finish releases for the first half of 2024, and I might be delving into some of those and delving into my list, probably my list mostly, but you know what, maybe the Timescales, the reviewers there do have some good suggestions, so I'm going to be doing that. And I'll be doing that kind of, instead of doing monthly releases in podcasting episodes, entitled Big Finish Spotlight, because there is so much to get caught up on, and it's now basically overwhelming, especially as I, look forward to and went to do some adjustment for some pre-orders for 2025, which again, have still yet to listen to most of 2024 at this point. So, let me just do this because this is audio gold right there. All right. So I'm going to I'm going to go by each month, starting off with January, ending in June of 2024, going through all the releases. I'm going to skim over the non-Doctor Who or Worlds of Doctor Who releases, give you my thoughts on them and what I really am hopeful for going forward. That sentence got away from me. All right. So, as we start the 2024 year in January, we have a couple of releases. We have, and I will do this because one of the things I also need to do is I think it would be very important for me to review the free audio snippet that Big Finish Productions gives us, even if I'm not going to listen to or have purchased the entirety of it, because I think them giving you something free is always free 99 is always a good price. And so I think it would be interesting for me to listen to those, give some reviews and thoughts on those, play clips of them so that I can, be well informed as well informing you, the listener. So thank you for Brain for stumbling through that right there. So now, without further ado, I'm going to get to January 2024 from Big Finish releases. And first on the docket, obviously, is the free Chaos Cascade Part 1 audio novel. So the Chaos Cascade is a Missy and 12th Doctor audio novel, and I'm not always up on audio novels, but I feel as though that there could be some really interesting things here, especially as we'll probably never get Peter Capaldi reprising his role, and it looks like Beth Chalmers is she one of the audio readers, narrated by Dan Starkey, Beth Chalmers, and Rebecca Root. Okay, so 3 different voices right there, obviously. And then it's written by Colin Brake, which he has done stuff in the past. He did Three's a Crowd for the Doctor Who main range. He did In the Mind's Eye. He did a series, one of the series 5, Jago and Lightfoot. Which one did he do? He did the Bloodless Child Codex. 5 is one of my favorite ones of that one, but I don't remember that. It looks like he did a couple of the Dan Dare audio adaptations. I need to re-listen to those. Actually, I need to continue listening to those. I really appreciate that. I also, side note, because I'm distracting myself and there's nobody to keep me focused on this, is I found that there is some Dan Dare comics and graphic novel compilations that I think I might need to check out one time. So yeah, we have the free excerpt right there. Also in the same month, obviously, like duh, we also have the Audio Cascade audio novel released. We have the first of a kind of semi-monthly release, the Centaurans versus the Rootons, the Battle of Giant's Causeway. Now, I have listened to this one. This is written by Lizzie Hopley. I won't give you my thoughts right here, but I will tell you that I do like that we have the Kara's, Charlie, and Eighth Doctor with the Rootons and the Centaurans, obviously. I'm always grateful to have the return of some sort of monthly adventures, something to get you look forward to. We have Torchwood Poppet, which features Kai Owen, and this is written by Lauren Mooney and Stuart Pringle. They are getting a lot of work as of lately. The First Doctor Adventures, which brings us the Stephen Noonan Doctor portraying, William Hartnell's First Doctor. We have Maureen O'Brien reprising her role as Vicky. Now, I started listening to this, and the file on my phone got corrupted. But you know what? The first 2 tracks, they're pretty good so far. I will give that, so far a thumbs up. And let's see, what else do I have? And then we have Thunderbirds, Danger, and Deception, Star Cops, Blood, Moon. There's a monthly Star Cops release series. It's called Star Cops, Blood, Moon. And then this title was I Was Killed Yesterday. So for me personally, I would give my nod to, this is not on my top 5 list of anticipations. These are things that I would tag for me listening to for our monthly review, and things that I will probably listen to at some point in time, that being the Centaurans versus the Rootons, the Battle of the Giant's Causeway, and then the First Doctor Adventures, Fugitive of the Daleks, written by Jonathan Morris, who is my favorite writer for Big Finish. Oh, well, one of them. He's higher up there, so yeah, there's that. February 2024 gives us another free release, actually 2 free releases. We have Torchwood, Another Postcard from Mr. Colchester, and then we have an excerpt from the Third Doctor Adventure, Revolution in Space, Part 1. I've not listened to that because I haven't even listened to the Third Doctor Adventure that was released in October of 2023, so that needs to be put on the docket for me personally. Something that I know that Liam has given his, 2 thumbs up approval of is the 11th Doctor Chronicles, Volume 6, Victory of the Doctor, which will be kind of interesting to see if that one will get as many rave reviews and up for Scribe Awards as the Volume 5 for that was released, I believe, December, November of 2023. So we'll have to wait a year to figure out how well that is. I know it has gotten rave reviews from Liam, from Legion, also from Humphrey. So I think that there's certain things to look forward to with the 11th Doctor Chronicle. I may or may not need to get that. I may or may not wait out some sort of sale because, with it wasn't the price hike, but it was, now America is paying the same price for the releases as everybody else in the world. We have the next part of the Rutans versus the Centaurans, the Children of the Future, which is part 2 of the story, which is written by Tim Foley. This features the Third Doctor, Sarah Jane Smith, and the Brig, and I'm very excited for this one, especially whenever you can get, a Third Doctor story. It's weird thinking about it, as I've always said that the Fourth Doctor is my doctor, but I more am excited for the Third Doctor, so maybe that means the Third Doctor's my doctor. Also, in the month of February, we have the Third Doctor Adventures released, Revolution in Space, written by Jonathan Morris. So I'm very excited for that. I did pre-order and purchase that. Also, something that I have stepped out of completely. This is like season 3 of the Ninth Doctor Adventures, Buried Threats. There's 3 stories. A Theater of Cruelty by Elisa McMullen. The Running Men by Mark Wright. Interesting to hear his name. I have not heard his name associated with Big Finish for quite some time. And then we have the last one, Ancient History by Matt Fitton. Then we have Master Volume 3, Planet Doom. This features Eric Roberts Master, Chase Masterson as the assassin Vienna Salvatore. And then we have Paul McGann as the Axos Doctor. So that's going to be kind of interesting. 3 stories in this box set. We have Basilisk by Robert Whitlock. We have Axos Rising by Barnaby Kay, who has done a fantastic job in his UFO Destruct series. And then we have Hellbound by Robert Valentine. Torchwood monthly release is Sabotage, which is a Ace and Colchester story, which will be kind of interesting to see if it is tied into that Chaos Cascade another postcard from Mr. Colchester. But I don't know. I was very underwhelmed with the first Ace and Colchester storyline, whatever that they did. And even though it's written by James Goss, who is a good writer, I think he also did the previous one. I think I'm out on the Ace and Colchester. I love Colchester, one of the best Big Finish creations for Torchwood, but Ace and Colchester, just did not like the first one. Left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm just gonna pass. Maybe it's on the top 10 timescales list. We'll have to get to that. March 2024 brings us the Fourth Doctor Adventures, Storm of the Sea Devils, Part 1. And this I picked up. This one is kind of interesting because this features, obviously, the Fourth Doctor, because it's the Fourth Doctor Adventures. And this is where we kind of started getting 3 Fourth Doctor box sets per year. And this one has just 2 stories. Again, not the biggest fan of 2-parters. I would love for them to do a 2-parter here and then have it tied to a 2-parter for the next box set, kind of getting people to kind of want to pick up the second box set. I know it would probably be like horrific in, CD cases, but for a 4-parter, I'm prepared to have Big Finish do that sacrifice for me. But yeah, this features the Fourth Doctor. Tom Baker is the Fourth Doctor. The character Naomi Cross, which has been, she hasn't wowed me. She hasn't annoyed me either. And then we have old Harry Sullivan. And obviously there's two stories. The first one, Storm of the Sea Devils, written by David K. Barnes, which is a 4-part story. And then we have The Worlds Beyond by Robert Kahn and Tom Selinsky, which is a 2-part story, which again, not looking forward to. Torchwood monthly releases from this point forward kind of have Gareth David Lloyd writing and also, portraying Yento, I believe, in either the next 2 or the next 3 months. So I think it's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it's a trilogy or a duality or whatever it is, but we have Tube Strike, written by Gareth David Lloyd, which, obviously Yento. We have the third Rutans versus the Centaurans, which is entitled Born to Die, written by Tegan Byrne. This features the Sixth Doctor and Charlie, which I really am intrigued by because, again, we get the Eighth Doctor, Kara's, and Charlie. So now this will be the second time Charlie has seen this Centauran and Rutan war, which I'm very intrigued by, and see because I do like the timey-wiminess of the whole thing. Next, we have the Classic Doctor's New Monsters, Volume 4, Invasion of the Body Stealers by Jonathan Morris. This is the Fourth Doctor and Sarah and Harmony Shaw. The Silent Priests by David K. Barnes, which features the Eighth Doctor in the Silence, and the Silent... Oh, I missed one. The Silent City by David K. Barnes, which features the Seventh Doctor in the Silence, and then The Queen of Clocks by Jacqueline Rainier, which features the Sixth Doctor, Mel, and the Clockwork Droids. This is very interesting to me. I'm not sure. The Classic Doctor's New Monsters has not disappointed me, but some of the subpar ones are just, well, subpar, for lack of a better word. Star Cop's Blood Moon, Troubled Waters comes out, and then we have the Sixth Doctor Adventures, the Quinn Dilemma, which celebrates 40 years of the Sixth Doctor. And from what I remember talking to either Liam or Legion about is... Actually, I don't remember. I was going to say something, and I was hoping for it to come to my brain, and it didn't. And then March 2024 ends with the 12th Doctor Chronicles Volume 3, You Only Die Twice. And then you have Sapphire and Steel, the re-release box sets 1 through 3. I know Liam is over the moon for this. And yeah, for me, obviously, Fourth Doctor, pre-ordered because it's the Fourth Doctor. Centaurans versus Rutans, fantastic. I'm asterisking the Classic Doctor's New Monsters. I might look at that. The Sixth Doctor Adventures, I waited out because I'm not going to have Hebe as part of my Sixth Doctor storyline. And so once I saw that it was Mel and Perry and not Hebe, that's when I picked it up. Like, Hebe is the worst companion of that Big Finish has created, in my opinion. April 2024 gives us a free release of the Melfork Murders Part 1, and I did download that, and that's why I having an idea of, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to listen to that or not, and I really was captivated by that free Part 1, and so I'm very excited for the Fifth Doctor Adventures, The Dream Team, which features a 4-part story, The Melfork Murders, written by Tim Foley, and then The Dream Team, written by Lizzie Hopley. Then we also have, and this is where it's very exciting, but I'm also kind of waiting to see what it looks like because it's kind of skeptical, especially since I have not listened to the most recent 2 seasons of Gallifrey. We have Dark Gallifrey, which features starting a monthly release here, which is consistent until they have to pause because they're not ready for one of them, which is something that we all knew. Me and Legion were messaging each other, and we knew that this was going to happen, and obviously it did happen. Not blaming, pointing fingers or whatever. It's just one of those things, especially because of stuff that has happened in the past where things are slotted and then they're not. It's almost like sometimes Big Finish overwhelms themselves with too much stuff to do, and because of scheduling conflicts, they can't get it done. Get it done, have it all ready to go, so that you don't have this jiggeriness of release schedules. The monthly Torchwood release is Missing Molly, again written by Gareth David Lloyd, which again features Yanto. And then in April 2024 is the final Centaurans versus Rutans, Part 4, which is going to be interesting because it's entitled In Name Only. This is written by John Dorney and features the War Doctor. So I'm very intrigued by that. Passionist Gang, Trespassers 2. Guess what? I'm passing this one. It is the casebook of Passionist Row. We have Anne of 1,000 Light Years, written by James Kettle. We have Pastor Noster, which is written by Gary Russell, which I think is very interesting to see that Gary Russell is coming back. And I believe that one is probably the episode in which the Fourth Doctor returned, but I might be wrong. I would look that up, but I actually don't care. And then The Gentleman of Thieves by, again, Lauren Mooney and Stuart Pringle. Star Cop's monthly release continues with the Blood Moon storyline, Cage City. What I'm looking forward to here is the Fifth Doctor Adventures Dream Team, Centaurans versus Rutans, and I have a massive question mark for Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 1, but I'm very intrigued. May 2024 brings us Torchwood 1 free release, or free Part 1 re-release by Royal Appointment. And I have picked up this because, again, Torchwood 1, Yvonne, yes. Like, that's not even a question. Starting off with the releases, we have Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 2, written by Tim Foley. I like that Tim Foley is, doing all of the Morbius ones and whatnot. And then I think there's another writer for the next ones. We have Torchwood 1, which is entitled I Hate Mondays. There's 3 stories. Dinner for Yvonne, written by James Goss from a story idea from James Goss and Joe Littester. We have By Royal Appointment by James Goss, and the story Nerves by Joseph Littester. Torchwood monthly release for May, also written by Gareth David Lloyd, entitled Disco, which features, again, Yento. So, again, we have a trilogy of Yento stories starting off in March, going all the way through May. That's kind of interesting. I wanted to do the Ood one from 2003. I picked them up. I just haven't had time to. So that's going to be a thing. Doctor Who, The Eighth Doctor Adventures Echo, which I'm not sure I'm in for this. I want to just double check what this is going to entail because, sorry, I have my own list, but I'm going to go to Big Finish's website to just figure out what this actually features because, let's see, where is that? No, duh. I'm in the wrong month. Excellent podcasting, Brett. Thank you. Thank you for this sloppy crap. All right, so this features Nicola Walker. So we have the Eighth Doctor, Liv and Helen. Okay, that's what I was looking for. So we have 3 stories with this one, which is Birdsong by Tim Foley. So he is put to work. Lost Hearts by Lauren Mooney and Stuart Pringle. So they have constantly been doing stuff throughout 2024. Slow Beasts by Dan Rebatello. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm very... Ever since the box sets of the Eighth Doctor, and then you just have these ones that are kind of, not... They might be closely tied to each other, but there's not, volume 1, volume 2 of Dark Eyes or Doom Coalition or whatnot. I'm not sure I'm really into these. And maybe I might be wrong, but yeah, that is just, I guess you could say, my opinion on that. All right. I duplicated Centaurans versus Rutans, but I don't think it came out this month. I think it finished in May. Not May, because we're talking about May, in April. Then we have, let's see, Missy Series 4, Bad Influence. There are 3 stories here. We have Missy and the Time Assassin by David Quintac, Bad Apple Brigade by Freddie Valdosta, and The Baron Robbers by Lou Morgan. And there's only 2 people, there's only 1 person that I've ever heard of, and that is Lou Morgan. And the other 2, I'm just going to be curious because, well, I am curious like that. And also, I have not listened to a single Missy box set. And it's not that I don't like Missy. I thought she was fantastic in that Masters box set, the celebration of all the Masters. But I worried that it's going to be like too Harley Quinn and insane. All right, so David Quintac has done one other story, and that is The Dark Husband for the main range release. And that is not a good one. That is an Ace, Hex, and Seventh Doctor storyline. That is not a good one. According to the releases that somebody uploaded for this main range release of 106, The Dark Husband, we have Doctor Who Magazine, of course. Hugely enjoyable, easy listening adventure, sure. And then the timelash.com, we got David Quintac delivers a cracking good story that never stops and never plods. This is wicked. Sure. Okay. I mean, I was wanting for it to stop. I think at one point in time when I was listening to it, I was begging for it to stop, but eventually it did stop. And then Freddie Valdosta. This is his first foray into writing for Big Finish. So again, I'm nothing but consistent. Massive question marks about that. In fact, I probably should go back to looking at the because I'm kind of curious regarding the who is this Dan Ribatello and what he has done for Big Finish. So so he also gave his first writing talents to the Slow Beast, which is the Eighth Doctor Echoes box set. According to the reviews, Geek Vibes Nation says, for longtime listeners, Echoes offers a welcome return to a fan favorite TARDIS team, which I will agree. I think it was such a shame that they kind of wrote off Liv so that she could do her thing in that horrible series that I listened to the first box set for and just walked away from. We have Star Cops Blood Moon, London Zone, and then to finish the end of May 2024, I don't know how I feel about this. This is the Ninth Doctor Adventures, Star-Crossed. There are 3 stories. Swipe Right, written by Jonathan Dorney. We have Face of the Apocalypse by Lizzie Hopley, and the Archipelago, which I know I just butchered right there, but whatever, don't care, written by Tim Foley. Now, the reason why I'm kind of interested but not at the same time is the Doctor and River Song. That is how the synopsis to the storyline starts off. Their lives are entangled, complex, and intertwined, but the Doctor doesn't domesticate, and for once, River might have her work cut out for her. With time and space against them, these lovers are star-crossed in more ways than most. I don't know how I feel about this. I wish I like River as a character, but I disliked how on some of the Diary of River songs we had to constantly, incorporate classic Doctors. The best one was the Fifth Doctor, who had no idea. He's sitting there talking to her, and then there's a girl crushing on her, and he had to kind of have it explained to him what's actually going on, because as classic Doctor Who should be, there's no messing around in the TARDIS. You're in there for an adventure. Nobody cares about who you like, what you want to date, what your, emotional feelings are for the person besides them being your friend. And that's what I appreciated about that Diary of a Song series. So what would I be most anticipated for May? Obviously Torchwood 1, I Hate Mondays. Pre-ordered that sucker. And if I had to go out on a limb, maybe with a massive question mark, the Eighth Doctor Adventures Echoes. But there's a massive question mark right there. And so to conclude the first half preview of 2024, even though we are now, as I record this, in the tail end of July, again, I have not listened to most of these. So what I'm going to do is give you my thoughts on each month, each writer, each, box set that goes by, and give you my top 5 most anticipated ones to listen to, and then do some reviews, and then share with you the top 10 of the highest rated reviews of these releases from the Timescales website. So concluding in June 2024, we have the free release of The Worlds of Blake 7, Tarrant Behemoth, which is an excerpt of this, audio drama story, maybe. And then obviously you have Tarrant, which is coming out also. The 13th Doctor adventure, 13th Doctor Adventures, blah. Where did I come up with 13? Oh, the 13th series. So this is 13 Part B. So we have the 4th Doctor Adventures 13B Metamorphosis, again featuring the 4th Doctor, Naomi Cross, and Harry Sullivan. There are 3 stories. All of them are 2 parts, which annoys me. We have that one, the first one, by Aurora Apara Furlomi. That, yeah. Sorry, I did not mean to butcher your name. I'm just curious what this is their first foyer into writing for Big Finish. So, at least it's a 2-parter. We have The Caged Assassin by Matthew Sweet and Metamorphosis by Lisa McMullen. The Star Cops Blood Moon Devils is happening. And then we have the 8th Doctor and Lucy Miller series Part 2, which features Dead London, Max Warp, Brave New Town, The Skull of Sobek, Grand Theft Cosmos, The Zygon Who Fell to Earth, The Sisters of Flame, and Vengeance of Morbius. So this is a re-release put all into like one downloadable box set instead of the monthly release that they had initially done, which I like that they're doing this. I like that, it's kind of a discount, but they might have upscaled some of the audios. Dark Gallifrey Morbius Part 3, written by Tim Foley, comes out. And then the 7th Doctor Adventures, The Last Days Part 2, written by Matt Fitton and Guy Adams. And the final release for the month of June for 2024, Torchwood, the restoration of Catherine by James Goss. So having listed off all of the first half of 2024 Big Finish releases, I'm going to give you my top 5 audio in a particular order because I am normal like that. When you make a list, there has to be a number 1 and there has to be something at the bottom of your list. And these are audio adventures, and none of them should have their feelings hurt by where they fall on the list. These are the ones I'm most anticipated to listen to and also give reviews in my Big Finish. What am I calling it? Big Finish Spotlight. There we are. Thank you. All right. So, number 5, my most anticipated audio listens for the first half of 2024 is The Third Doctor Adventures, Revolution in Space by Jonathan Morris. I am very excited. Anything associated with Jonathan Morris, sign me up for. I am there. Unless it is Passionist Gang, then I will just say, I hope you did a good job. Number 4, The Fifth Doctor Adventures Dream Team. Like I said, I downloaded the first free part of the Milfork Murders and was very riveted. I really am excited for this box set. So that is number 4 on my most anticipated listens for the first half of 2024. Number 3, we have the 4th Doctor Adventures 13A, which is the Storm of Sea Devils. Now, there is 2 stories. I do like that the Storm of Sea Devils is a 4-parter, as it should be. Then we have Worlds Beyond by Robert Kahn and Tom Selinsky, whatever. And then number 2 on my list is the First Doctor Adventures, Fugitive of the Daleks, written by Jonathan Morris. Again, this is Stephen Noonan as the First Doctor, and we have this is where the First Doctor is traveling with Dodo, but we go and we revisit and find Vicky as she was left in Troy in Doctor Who and the Mythmakers all those years ago. So I do like that. And again, Jonathan Morris does a good job of playing with time. Strongly recommend most things that are written by Jonathan Morris. And my number 1 top anticipated release listened to, even though this is not a box set, I'm going to incorporate all of them together and as one, and that is the Centaurans versus the Rootons series. So that is my list of and what to expect in the Big Finish, whatever I call it. I've already forgotten what it's called. I came up with it a while ago, but Big Finish Spotlight. Yeah. All right, and for the timescales. So this is the timescales, the highest rated first half of 2024 releases from Big Finish in a particular order, because that's how you do things. Here's the top 10, and I'm going to go, and maybe these might persuade me to do certain things. Maybe they might not. Who knows? We'll just see. Number 10 is the Centaurans vs. Rutens series with an average rating of 7.7. So again, that is one of my highest anticipated one, according to the reviewers on timescales. That is number 10 with an average rating of 7.7. Dark Gallifrey Morbius, so all three releases have an average rating of 8.0 as at number 9 as the highest rated for the first half of 2024. The Ninth Doctor Adventure Star-Crossed, featuring the Ninth Doctor and also what's-her-face? River, at average rating of 8.06. That would be a rating that Legion would thoroughly appreciate and love. Number 7 is the First Doctor Adventures, Fugitive of the Daleks, with an average rating of 8.1 by reviewers. Number 6, the Doctor Who Classic Doctor's New Monsters, Volume 4, with an average rating of 8.2 with all four stories. Number 5, Star Cops, Blood Moon, average rating of 8.5 with all of those releases. Number 4 is the Fifth Doctor Adventures, The Dream Team, with an average rating of 8.5. Number 3, the 12th Doctor Chronicles, Volume 3, You Only Die Twice, with an average rating of 8.6 for those releases. Number 2 is the 11th Doctor Chronicles, Volume 6, Victory of the Doctor, with an average rating of 9.0. And at the time of recording, the highest rated the top 10 highest rated releases from Big Finish for the first half of 2024 is Torchwood 1, I Hate Mondays, with an average rating of 9.2. And I just barely realized I didn't even put that on my top 5 list. Whew, that was a miss. Either that or I'm just very excited for all of these ones. I don't know why I did that, how I could have done that. All right, well, that is the podcast. This is, discussing Spotlight, the Big Finish Spotlights, a review of the first half of 2024, or just looking at what I anticipate for the first half of 2024. I would love to hear what your thoughts are. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What are you excited for to listen to? If you have not listened to, what would you recommend? Give me your thoughts. Email the show at alhambraaudio@gmail.com. You can tweet the show at Alhambra Podcast. DMs are open. And until next time, I will see you in time.
You have been listening to the Doctor Who Alhambra Podcast. Doctor Who is owned and trademarked by the BBC. Doctor Who Alhambra is not affiliated with the BBC or Big Finish. No infringement is intended. Visit our website at alhambrapodcast.weebly.com or email the show at alhambraaudio@gmail.com. Tweet us at Alhambra Podcast. That is ALHAMBRA Podcast. Thank you.